How are you guys doing? I hope it's bloody well. Welcome to another episode of Draw With Mikey. This is the midweek super casual show. There's very little editing. It's just my opportunity to sit down and read your comments, have a catch up with you guys, see what's going on. We talk about anything. It's usually art related, but no topics are off limits. Whilst I happen to be working on whatever I'm working on in a sketchbook or on a tablet, maybe you guys are getting some delicious sweet artwork yourselves done in the background, in which case, thanks for having me on. What are you working on? I always want to know. If you guys are getting creative, let me know what art projects you're on, and then I can steal your ideas and make them to be my own. Oh, the power of the internet. Anyway, a few things. There was no DWM last week. I got some news which was it's not like the end of the world, but basically I will have to be moving house most likely kind of a bit later this summer. So it kind of just means I need to kind of get cracking with loads of stuff and sort some things out. Just a little bit of hassle, but I've got to get out of the way. But basically I just realised last week, oh shit, this is actually quite important. I need to kind of list up what I need to get done. Thank you very much for bearing with and waiting. I was very naughty. I didn't even tweet about it and say no DWM. I won't tweet about it now because there's a competition. Look at me going on a ramble, not reading any of your comments. But I did tweet about it. Did I pin that tweet? I'm just looking at my phone, guys. Another tablet giveaway. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, what are you waiting for? Follow me on Twitter. You could win a tablet. That's simple, worldwide. Job done. In your comments from the last episode, let's have a look. Elmer's Glue says, what's wrong with drawing on a drunk sleeping person? If one finds an irresistible canvas, let the inspiration flow, I say. Yeah, drawing on drunk people. That's completely allowed. However, there are some social limits, I personally think. If you're going to draw on a drunk person and you're going to draw above the neck, and below the wrists, basically, if you're going to draw on them anywhere where if they put on a full, a long sleeve shirt, you can still see what you've drawn, then you're not allowed to draw racist stuff, swastikas or anything like that. The rest of their body, that's open territory, do whatever you think. But if that person then can lose their job over it, you're not a good friend. However, equally, if they've fallen asleep drunk before you, they're kind of asking for it. Are there rules? Is that the question that we're going to focus on this week? What are the rules for drawing on drunk people? Where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? What's okay? What's not? Is it always their responsibility? They know you've got a Sharpie marker. It's their fault for getting drunk, right? Or is it somehow down to you? I don't really mind, to be fair. I'm always happy to do it. I'm never too old for it, that's for sure. Jasmay, or, trying to read your Japanese names. It's Jazume. Oh, I see, it's Jasmay. You've literally said that in Japanese. Says, since I'm early, I might as well tell you a joke. Ready? And then read more. Oh, there's loads of space. Oh, my drawing skills. That's your joke. Oh, it's Jasmay. Come on, dude, and all women. Get up, get some impetus behind you, get some passion in your artwork. Get yourself a cup of tea, everybody. Can you hear that? That's always really important as well. Have faith in yourself. And just keep going. Having passion and faith in your own artwork and your drawing skills, that's always like a rocky mountain. I'd love it if I was always rock solid, I'm really good at art, I'm really confident. But that's not how it is for anybody. It's always ups and downs. Chameleon S says, I'm looking forward to your next sketchbook flip through. Oh, thank you very much, Chameleon S. Thank you very much for constantly hanging out, even though I've been really bad and not been on the old Twitch for ages. Must get back on Twitch. Have I said that yet in a DWM? I think I've said it in the last 3. And Zookeeper02 says, G'day Mikey, I enjoy your videos, thanks for making them. You're welcome, Zookeeper02, thanks for getting in the comment section. I was wondering if you'd give us your thoughts on Krita. It's what I use since I can't afford the almighty Photoshop. Krita is, oh my god, I didn't open up a notepad file. Krita is, oh, I can't use that, that's really important. What I was saying is Krita is one of those, I'm assuming, free-to-use softwares, which you guys have repeatedly asked me to do a review on. Krita. What's going on in my upload window? Next review on Monday will probably have to be something else, and I think the one after that is booked for maybe a PC or something, but not a big one, one you can hold in your hand, like a micro thing. I don't know, it depends what comes in the post. And then Krita and free software, as well as all the other things. But yeah, no, thanks for the suggestion. I will put that back on the list. It is something that I do intend to do, so don't you worry. Sky King Zero says, bruh, we basically have the same Instagram feed. Oh, excellent. Are you subscribed on Instagram or follow on Instagram all the same kind of crazy artists I do? Yeah, loads of people on there. Last time it was, God, what did I do last time? Was it Sweeney Boo Studies, I think? this time, I'm just kind of doing a lot of experimenting recently. So what you're probably seeing right now on the visual side of things is grayscale, values. There we go. Having a look at values painting. I haven't been all over that old Twitch as much as I should be. Well, actually, I don't have to. No one's going to make me, but like as much as I'd like to. In that I've followed people like I mentioned before, Madeline Inc., Dave Greco, these sort of people. And they do a bit of grayscale values work first before they really kick off. But they do kind of leap into colour. Madeline especially goes into colour quite early. However, what you've probably all seen except for me is, on here on YouTube, is somebody called Stanley Artgerm. Or maybe you follow him on other media. And he's also on a Twitch. This guy is incredible. Like, incredible. His level is mental. He's really, really good. But man, he really smashes out those values paintings and then takes things over to colour right towards the end sort of portion of things. So basically, I just wanted to sit down. I wanted to work only in grayscale and just get a feel for, could I just draw out a face which is actually, because I'm so used to doing anime these days, which actually has more, air quotes, human, normal scale and ratio to it, and can I kind of make that into like a Mercy Overwatch character but keep the face looking human instead of like too cartoony, but basically using the values just to kind of rough out, see how long it takes to create an image of a certain thing and so on. It's all just experimentation basically. That's what I'm up to. That's part of the magic of the art. If you've got a moment to play around with an idea, do it. Get that idea out of the way. But enough about me. Signer Athin says, how do you prefer to practice? I hear that people often say the best thing to do is to always finish your piece, always, though I wonder about that. Say you're drawing someone lying down and the first couple of iterations are pretty poor and you have 2 hours left. Now what do? Do you A, oh my god, we need the music from Final Fantasy 7. Dun 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 dun. Anyway. Oh god, I made this big promise to myself about not doing the singing. Anyway, yeah, Signer Athin, A or B. Use the last 2 hours to do the line work and colouring and finish the piece, or use the last 2 hours to practice drawing poses of people lying down in various ways and angles in hopes that next time you attempt the same piece, you'll be able to do it better as you've practiced a pose and its variations more. I'd love to hear opinions on this. Signer Athin. Well, like, both is fine. You know, it's one of those things where there's no one right answer. Like, if you've only got 2 hours left to do something and you have to come up with a finished piece, then commit to that piece. Like, your angles and thing might be off, but what you're still going to get a load of value out is textures, materials, the shadow, the lighting, the relationship of things, even if like it's all a bit wonky in an early stage. If you have to turn around and hand something into somebody, you obviously commit and just think, right, this isn't going to be something that goes on my Instagram feed and that I'm years proud of, but I'm still going to commit to it because I do want to know how to kind of get this part of the arm working right. I do want to know about subsurface scattering on flesh tone, so I need to get to the colouring stage regardless of how good the piece is to play around with the light and the qualities and the hues. Depends what you need out of it. Doing loads of quick sketches of lying down poses and getting ideas in, yeah, it's all about that correct practice. So if you didn't have a deadline or something, I would probably just sit there and do lots of poses myself, just so that I could kind of get more of a feel for it, get it under my wing a little bit more. But I'm very much somebody who likes to practice and very rarely likes to produce, so that just tends to be my own kind of like personal thing. Ryder2KX says first, oh dude, I got your message on Patreon, thank you very much, about this other YouTuber who keeps getting fucked over or something. I haven't read your message too closely, I'm awfully sorry. I read it whilst I was sipping some tea earlier this morning. In fact, I need to buy more milk. What was it? Yeah, like she got some kind of review in Vice that covered topics they said they weren't going to cover, which she had another video about in YouTube. So then Vice like copyrighted it or something, and then that video got taken down. Something. Her Patreon got shut down. Yeah, I'll have to have a look properly. Some creator on YouTube. Because I did click the subscribe button so that I could come back to them later. Do I have a way of seeing anything of theirs immediately now so I can give a name to such things? Who is this person? I'm just scrolling down my home list. Oh, no, I can't. It's not leaping up for me immediately. I'll try to remember to have a look at the end. Hashtag. I'll forget. Still scrolling. I'm not. I never give up. This is a thing. Still scrolling just to make sure I can't find what that person was called. Anyway, Ryder, I'm sure you'll get in the comments of the next episode and remind me. Anyway, Thank you, and also for being on that notification squad and getting in nice and early. All over the boat. Shooting Starlight says, you probably get this all the time and I hate myself for asking. Oh, don't hate yourself, man. Such a basic question because I know how annoying it can be to answer the same one 100 times for people. Well, that long intro. Come on, dude. What's the question? Stop teasing. What's the inking pen called? I've never seen one like that before and it looks super handy. Love the lines you can produce with it. I must get one. That is not a sip of tea question. That's completely fine because I was talking about a slightly newer pen in the last couple of DWMs. It's the Tombow Fudenosuke, Tombow Fudenosuke, I think, and I'm using the Tombow Fudenosuke Soft. There's a Tombow Fudenosuke Hard, which quite excitingly, I've got one coming in a post because I've ordered it. I didn't realise there's two versions, so we'll see how that one goes as well. Totally fine question. It's a very enjoyable pen, recommended by an incredible artist for comic books called Paolo Pantalena. That's where I first heard about such incredible things. Red Dead 405 says, Rainbow Six Siege has pre-designed operators that you can choose from to play from round to round. And I've got to say, some of them girls, whew, hot. Fan yourself. Love the videos, keep it up. Hashtag I'll call crew. Hashtag take a sip. Why not? Yeah, a lot of talk about Rainbow Six. I mean, it'd been recommended. I'm going on to a new tab right now. Recommended ages ago. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to draw that. There's no, characters. Turns out, you guys, there are operators. Just going to leave that tab's own. Top 10 best female operators for Rainbow Six. Oh, YouTube. But yeah, there are female characters on here. The only, fan art that I've ever seen for any Rainbow Six stuff is from Shadbase. Because that man, I think he's gotten all over this Rainbow Six. In fact, here we go. I can see one from his Twitter already. Oh no, it's from somebody else's Twitter who's stolen his art. Hasn't linked back to him or anything. But yeah. Shad has made some Rainbow Six girls look really interesting. I really want to do some Gantz girls in the style of Shad's Rainbow Sixes. But yeah, that is now very much on the to-do list of things and stuff that we must study. I don't know why I've come back to just doing studies of Mercy again, because I did some practice studies. It's Mercy, Genos, and Tsunade. For no particular reason. I'm not crazy. I love One Punch, and Tsunade is really busty, a easily identifiable character. Mercy, why do I keep coming back to Mercy all the time? I don't know why, but I keep coming back to some particular characters to play around with different styles. Genuinely, I don't know what it is about them in particular. Well, Genos, there's all sorts of One Punch, excuse me mumbling, there's all sorts of One Punch Man ideas that I've got going on in the background, so that'll be why. But for the other two, let's get back to the comments, let's not worry about it. Okay, Chloe Earth says, a few things for you. Number one, your tutorials have helped me with proportions so much. Oh, awesome, dude. I used to have characters that looked really squashed or stretched out, and I don't think I ever used any other tutorials other than yours. So happy, so sappy. Oh no, that's really, really kind. Thank you very much, Chloe Earth. 2, the British weather, huh? Oh, are you in the UK as well? Yeah, mate, tell me about it. I don't know about where you live, but last weekend, the 1st of March, so we had so much bloody snow it ruined 2 trips out where I was meant to get art supplies, but the store was closed. Oh, dude. 1st of March, that is way back now, but yeah, that snow was kicking off. Could you try your hand at animation? Sorry if we talked about animation before, but this is number 3 by the way, but I've not encountered any mention of it on your channel. Would like to know what your opinions and maybe see you try some. Thank you very much. Slightly long comment, but always welcome. Oh, you've been posting this a few times so that I could catch it. Well, I'm so glad I managed to get round to it this time around as well. Thank you very much for the very nice things to say. The British weather is a nightmare sometimes. It's a little bit warmer now, but it's a little bit grey. Oh my god, so much things to sort in life. Every cloud has a silver lining, right? But, sometimes there's a lot of clouds that you just got to work your way through. Animation. There is one animation on my channel. Part of me thinks that I really should take that video down and make it unlisted because it's not okay. It involves, I think I've talked about this before, but it involves Princess Diana being in heaven, getting an abortion through a football kick from a bottle of vodka doctor. It's like a 50-second animation. It's the first and only one I've ever made. Will I make more in the future? I would like to make more in the future. I'm thinking of some still panel storytelling, which is a really weird thing where basically there's no animation, but it would just work in video format. So let's see what goes on there. But I've got 2 kind of air quotes YouTube projects. They're not projects, they're just a series of videos on this channel that I want to do, that I plan to kind of make the rough theme of what I'm up to this summer, maybe towards winter. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, so much animation out there. There's so many ways to animate in style. somebody was telling me that Flash still happens all the time, whereas I thought it was dead, and there's like all the Adobe studios that have all of this great kit and thing. For animation stuff at the moment, I recommend Mark Plasko. I think that's his name. He's the guy who does Meat Mysteries or Meat Murders. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Just type in Meat Mysteries, as in meat, M-E-A-T. There's like a live action version involving real meat. And then there's a cartoon version. Sir, there's been a murder. I think it's a gypsy. Look at me, boy. Anyway, it's really fucking good. So that's my recommendation of animation things. I've not done any, Chloe Earth. Thank you for persevering in the comment section. Contemplate Tech. Oh, I'm always catching your comments. Hey there, Mikey. Hello there, Contemplate. We've been chatting about a Cintiq Companion 2. Yes, we have. You mentioned Jazza doing all kinds of creative recording stuff of his. It was a Companion 2, but he had the best one for better i7, and mine is the next one down. Oh, is yours for the i7 standard or the i5 tough? I do have a terabyte of hard drive and 16 gigs RAM. OBS is a pain, but I'll stop harassing you about it. What do you use to screen record? I also use OBS. Hashtag Oracle Crew. Hashtag Voice of a God. Thank you. Hashtag question of the day. I use OBS. I used to use OBS Classic because I was like, I'm going to use OBS Classic. I don't care. I'm an old schooler. And then I started using OBS Studio. And this is free, everybody. Like, get this shit. It's so good. Especially after, like, I've used stuff like the recording software that comes with Elgato, and that is just a fucking dumpster fire. It fucks your computer so badly. It doesn't know to, like, use my graphics card. It always ruins my computer. It fucks up 1 in 5 recordings. OBS, however, OBS is king. Everybody get it. That's what I'm saying. Purple Wemple says, ever thought about drawing Bayonetta? Yeah, I have. She is on the list. Oh my god, I better write her here. Can you hear my... I've got a lot of chair squeaking going on in the background. Don't know if a lot of it translates through the audio or not. Bayonetta. She is on the list. I'm just typing it here just to remind myself and bump it up. I need to play that game. She's got like a couple she's a game developer. Bayonetta has a couple of PlayStation 2 video games or PlayStation 3 video games. Is that right? Maybe I should pick them up secondhand. Have a play at one before I dive in. I understand that it's like mental. Like, it's just a mental shit show, like those kind of games. There's loads of shooting and jumping on giant monsters and demons and stuff. So, yeah, why not? Anytime soon. Not anytime soon, that's a thing. Like, I've got a few things I need to sort. Having to move house has suddenly made me... I'll give you a little bit of insight into Mikey time. Knowing that because I've known for a while I'm going to have to move out. Because my house is kind of... Well, it's my mum's house and it's got to go to pay towards her care. So, you know, no inheritance for Mikey and all that sort of stuff. Single tier. But it's kind of come to a point now where it's probably going to be the middle of this summer, maybe in a few 3-4 months. I honestly don't know for sure, but it does mean now that I'm just like, right, okay, there's loads of YouTube videos I want to do, and I need to get cracking, but I need to kind of do some of them now and not take on other projects that might affect me later, because I kind of have to sell all of my shit, basically, you know, get ready to move out. So anything that I don't use has to go, or, you know, doesn't have like a real personal connection to me. I've got loads of stuff that needs to just like go to the charity centre and all that sort of stuff. Need to sell a load of bits on eBay, ideally. Just save up some money and take that horrible financial hit of having to come out of a house and go into the rented lifestyle, which is, it's just a bugger, you know what I mean? But it's kind of been on our radar for a while, so it's not like a horrible shock. But anyway, it does basically mean that, like, what I do and don't take on at the moment, like in terms of projects, I'm just like, how long will this take? That will be fine. This is an ongoing thing. Can I commit to that later? Because I don't want to be like, yeah, let's absolutely do this and take on a load of commissions now, if it's going to be a bit of a problem a little bit later. I think I should get settled, then get on that commission boat, get a load of video series out the way right now. This isn't what you need to hear on a DWM. It's just Mikey planning out his future uploads. I should make videos now so that I can upload them later. Yes, and I need to do more art studies and quick studies as well. So yeah, there you go. If any of you thought I was in any way a professional YouTuber, and I've told you guys repeatedly I'm not, I'm just some bloke. But like, that's how I plan things out. Randomly I go, oh, I should make this video series and do this. I'll do that. I better write it down so I don't forget. There's no like, come on guys, how are we turning Mikey Mega Mega into a business? How are we going to go forward into Q4 and stuff like that? I'm just like, oh, I should do this for a bit. Yeah, I like doing that. I should do this for a bit. I don't like it. I'll stop. Simple lifestyle, simple mind. But I do need to make this a very particular thing so many bits of news as well as that to talk about as we come up a little bit later this year. I think I'll get on Twitch, do a little announcement about some very cool stuff, and then come back and talk about it on the old YouTube, something like that. Anyway, so Bayonetta, yes, that was basically the short answer. Natsu Dragneel says, "Hi Mikey, hello there Natsu. What's up? Nothing much, dude. How are you? And sorry for the long as fuck comment and for eating your time. I'll try to keep this one short." Good, you better. Improved, but you have some problems on face sizes being unstable, too long or too short, understood. Smooth flow for lines of hair, seductive posing, and my slightly changed 2K18 style, which is a bit more paint-ish than anime, and kind of... Okay, so basically I guess you want tutorials on these kind of things, or tutorials that are going to help you address these topics. I will line it up for the future, dude. I won't answer like each individual thing as a set game plan right now. Face sizes being unstable for too long or too short. Have a little bit of think. You know your starting circle? Like the starting circle that makes up the cranium of the head. And like when you drop the face below that, are you like using most of that circle for the face and shaving off the sides to make it more head shape when you look at a face straight on? Or are you starting with that circle and dropping out the bottom of it down towards a chin and then just adding to the sides end to make it a bit more, you know, oblate? Because I've seen people start with the starting circle and then use a lot of it to be just for cranium, or use a lot of it to be the whole face overall. Like they commit different amounts of their building blocks to that like circle that makes up the head. Really weird. I hope that makes sense visually, because I'm maybe not describing it particularly well, but yeah, a lot going on there that I guess has a big effect on these sort of things. And yeah, I gave that long as fuck comment on purpose, just so that I can make you laugh. You didn't make me laugh, you made me deeply upset and thoughtful in terms of like, how am I going to answer this, or shall I just make more tutorials about it on the future? Whenever you start a DWM, your voice is like tired or kind of sad. I don't know exactly. Oh my god. I literally had to write down my thoughts and shorten it. Is this short enough? It's too long. It is too long, Natsu Dragneel, but you're always welcome. Sip of tea, whatever you're drinking, hashtag Alcohol Crew. You know it. It is tea, but I've got coconut milk in it. I don't know what to tell you guys. I need to buy more milk. I did just mention that anyway. Yeah, so hopefully I can come up with some stuff that helps, but go back to your basics, dude. Like, don't think you know it, because I sometimes think I know things, and it turns out I don't. Have to go back to basics a lot. 2K18, basics is Bay. But yeah, look at people starting off with that circle and then measuring out the rest of the face and the head from that. Are you using that same ratio? Such is my answer. Panda Dub X says, "Dang, I legit thought that Sweeney Boo was the one drawing in this video. Nice job." Oh, thank you very much. And Mervyn Ali was also first. Wow, early squad. Soki Shigeta wants more boobs. More boobs, please. We'll see how we get on in life. And Edward White says Splatoon, Callie, and Marina. I will take your suggestions, Edward White, and add them to my notepad list. J Art says, "Hey Mikey," hello J Arts. "Would you say that your hand-eye coordination with desktop tablets has improved? You did really well in the Deco free review." Oh, thank you very much, dude. Yes, it has. Thank you for noticing. That's very kind of you. Hand-eye coordination with tablets has improved, but what has helped is the method I undertake to get a lot of lines done. It's all about, what's kind of really helped me, dude, is that the very initial building blocks layer, way back in the day, I used to use just a really small brush with a really hard line and just scratch out roughly the building blocks underneath the character and then work on there. And everything was a case of making it less scratchy layer by layer, trying to smooth it out, especially when you're working with a tablet which isn't a tablet screen. However, after like after a while, actually no, what I should say is this is kind of what's affected my kind of slight shift in art style 2K18, is actually using a really soft, slightly larger brush for the building block section, so that nothing's too committed, nothing's too concrete. You get to be a bit more organic and move stuff or jig stuff around, so that when you're doing that final art line, you can kind of use that as a rough guide, or kind of come away from it a bit, just nudge like an eye over here, or the nose needs to be a bit lower, play around a bit. But that softer, how to put it, air quotes, out of focus blurred technique, I find kind of helps me just commit to an overall form a bit looser without it being too perfect. And then as I kind of go over the layers and start to, because I'm using a really low opacity brush, or with at least pressure sensitivity on, as I kind of go back and just thicken out bits or reconfirm lines a little bit more, it kind of helps build it up a bit, and I find that really useful when I'm not working directly onto a screen. Thank you for noticing again. Yeah, it's that softer starting building block technique. Soft brush, about 37 point size, no hardness, low pressure, low opacity. Bruce says, Bruce, would you draw Princess Tigra from Fire and Ice, please? Do I know who that is? I do not. Control C, open in a new tab. Back on Google. Do I sound really sad at the start of some of my Fire and Ice Princess Tigra scenes? Oh, it's a 1983 film. Holy mo! Wow! What is this anime? These are some Mikey proportions. I like this. We like Princess Tigra. What is this? It's like... It looks like a He-Man Amazon knockoff. I have never seen such things in my life. 1983. You can tell they're getting a bit risky back then. I'm leaving that tab open and Control C, put that in my notepad file. Thank you very much for the suggestion. I've never... Is that like a series or a film? I'm going to have to watch it. Cheers, Bruce. Jed says, I hate disposable felt tip pens. I always end up wearing a tip before using up all of the ink. That's why I only use fountain pens and dip pens. That's just me, though. Oh, wow. Okay, disposable felt tip pens. I've got some vague memories, other than using the Copic warm grey set that I've got, which I haven't used in a while. Most of my felt tip experience has been pretty rough. I haven't massively enjoyed them. And yeah, that pen texture can fall apart. Other pens, though, like that Fudenosuke, I wouldn't, the one that I was using last episode, I wouldn't describe that as a felt tip in the same way. However, I do worry, especially when I'm putting down really thick wide lines on a very thick GSM piece of paper, I do worry that like that tip might also wear down before the ink goes. However, for most stuff, all those Mitsubishi pens I used to rabbit on about back in the day, especially in the real core body part of the sketchbook times that I've always been using and still do, no, they last. They're absolutely fine because they've got hard rollable ends. And that Fudenosuke, I think it's just a bit different in terms of that tip format as for what it is. It's not quite a felt brush. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, that was actually a really good point because yeah, felt tip pens, are cheap ones, can be a bit nasty. Although maybe we should do a cheap versus experiment. Felt tip pen off. Mikey should start telling people not to wait for his tutorials to learn something specific. Jed, I always do. When people want to learn stuff, I say like, look, sip of tea real quick. Yeah, like that's when people are just like, can you do a tutorial on A, B and C? Chances are there's somebody really fucking talented on YouTube who's already made a tutorial on set thing. So always give it a search, always have a look, and people who find my tutorial, oh bloody hell, people who find my tutorials to be useful, brilliant. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking the subscribe button. Don't ever think I'm not grateful because like this is my hobby that's turned into a thing and I'm just so pleased. Awesome. Equally, don't just watch mine, watch loads. Like, what art is like a really personal thing in your own style for you. Even if you want to draw just like someone else, finding your version of that is always a little bit of a different journey. So yeah, just throw as much at yourself as you can for getting like a feel for different people's techniques, and you can start to cherry pick all the bits that really speak to you and what you want out of your own art style, and so on. Unless, of course, I eventually get off my ass and make a how to draw book, in which case every episode I'll just be like, buy my book. You, why you no buy my book now? I'll be Chinese in a really racist stereotypical way. Why you no buy my book? You buy my book yet? Sorry to anybody who is Chinese and also made an art book which they're hawking really hard on the internet. You know it's only love out my heart. But yeah, have a look at everything out there, get a feel for different styles. Right now, as I've mentioned, I'm kind of just doing a lot of experimenting. It's kind of why I'm not really on Twitch as well, in that I have no idea what I'm doing with all of this experimenting, so it might come off as a really awful Twitch experience for somebody trying to join in with me. And so like I'm playing around with values again. I haven't done that for ages. I play around in that last quick art study when I announced the tablet giveaway competition. I just let's just click some buttons over here really quickly. I just threw as much as I could as quickly as possible in about 2.5 hours. So like, okay, just throw in the skin tones, throw in where the light and dark is, and then just try to come back and piece it together a bit better. Haven't quite got the knack for doing it in colour. I'm getting there for doing it for values. And then if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, I just uploaded like a completely different art style piece I was working with as well, where like I was trying to use really soft tones like Fuafi's art, if any of you know who she is, incredible. And kind of having a play around and just looking at like slightly more traditional face structure again, like not perfectly air quotes realistic or anything like that, still quite large eyes, but just going back to some more traditional face structure and remembering what I've forgotten and things like that, circa Gregory Beppo, I think his name is, Grigori Beppo, another incredible artistic talent. But basically, yeah, lots of experimenting, lots of different styles, types and qualities of artwork that I'm kind of dipping into at the moment. Not trying to commit to any of them, but just want to kind of experience them, see if I want to take anything back, or if I really like something, do I want to get my teeth stuck into it and like make a week of it, kind of like diving in and working in this style. Basically, that's the kind of attitude, if you've got the time for it, but I'd recommend. Just see what's out there. Art is an incredible thing. X-King Nico Ash X says, I bought the Huion 1060 Pro from GearBest. Oh my god, it's so hard to draw on the tablet. It's my first tablet. X-King Nico Ash, absolutely it is. Don't you worry yourself, dude. Even if you think you can draw quite well on paper and stuff, I say this all the time, drawing on a tablet, it doesn't immediately translate. That ability doesn't perfectly turn into the tablet and you're immediately doing digital art. A tablet is a completely new bit of kit. How it works, your relationship with your hand to the pen to the surface, and the results you get on screen. All of that takes time again. Even if you're an artist, you have to calibrate yourself to it. Just like we were talking about earlier about like building up that relationship of line quality on using tablets. You're going to take a little bit of time. So immediately, like you plug it in, you're really excited, you start drawing, you immediately feel disheartened because it's not perfectly amazing. And then you get over it and you slowly get better and better and you get back into it. There's like this an emotional... it's called the emotional cycle of change. If any of you guys have done your fucking worked in an office and had to like do all of this, oh fuck, I'm not even going to get into CBT shit. So the emotional cycle of change is that you're really excited and you're really up for it, and then the reality kicks in, you get really like low, and then you slowly build up your confidence again, you get up for it towards the end, which is basically, yeah, you just have to calibrate. It does take time. Don't stress. Everybody who's had their first tablet has gone, oh, that's weird, I'm not an amazing digital artist immediately. What's wrong? Don't worry about that. Captain Maru says, Avast ye Mikey! Har! I wanted to say, oh my god, you've done this in Pirate Talk. I wanted to say, thank ye for your tolerance and acceptance of us left-handed artists from your XP Pen Deco free. Yah! My side be hurting with laughter from that comment. Also, thanks to that video, I'll be picking up my own in April, so that I can upgrade me art skills to, well, not sure what skill path to take yet, but lols. Have a great day, Mikey. I'll be joining your #hardcore crew for a while now, and it's always good to have your DWMs in the background. Read more. Click. While I work on me own art. Captain Maru, avast ye, har! I quite enjoyed that. Quite enjoyed a bit of pirating. Yeah. What do you, I didn't even read a single word of that. You got the Deco 03. Awesome, dude. That's like that little spin wheel I was really pleased about. Yeah, really, really awesome. I hope your path, Captain Maru, I hope ye find ye a swell path and a sturdy tilled line, and set your sunset sights on the islands beyond the path. May your treasure be your wealth of artwork, which ye both splatoon up from the ground as you're hidden away with your ramstacks from the military of the British Tea Company, and also find ye a great vast adventure with your sea mateys in the art world. Oh god, no idea what I'm saying there, but I quite enjoyed it. Captain Mario, thank you very much. Dude, I hope that deco treats you well. Something which is in kanji and or Chinese, which I can't read, but follows on with Sims. So let's just call you Sims. Hello, Mikey. Cheers from France, stroke Paris. Ah, bienvenue. Ah, ça va aller. Sims. Wait, and I was going to just ask a question. I'm not even going to borrow. Sims, what are you saying? Qu'est-ce que tu penses? Those recent DWM and sketchbook time lapses really got me motivated to take the pencil again and go through some drawing sessions, as well as improving my English skills. Thus, I'm really thankful that I'm finally getting them body proportions correctly. Also, where have you been in France? Sims, thank you very much. I'm really pleased. By the way, my English is terrible, so if you can understand what I'm saying as a second language, I am very impressed. Keep up the good work. Au revoir. Sorry for the sloppy English. Non, Sims. Je comprends vous parfaitement. Is that even a word? Votre anglais est très bien. Merci. Merci pour le comment. Hashtag Hardcore Crew, hashtag have delicious sip. I will have delicious sip. Yeah, really glad you found any motivation to kind of pick up a pencil again, get into things, or just like nail off a little thing. Make sure you've got proportions on the back burner, so that if you ever want to dive in and draw some characters, you've got that kind of waiting for you. That's always totally cool. Where have I been in France? Oh god. So, oh god, this is how not in control of my life. When I was a kid, we had a place where I lived in France for a bit, and I don't know where it was. It was in a village in a valley in the middle of fuck knows where. And I really, I'm gonna have to go through some sorting all my mum's stuff before we sell the house. So I'm gonna have to maybe see if she's got any old correspondence about where that was, because I have no idea. Where have I been in general? The usuals. I've been to Paris, Lyon. I really like Lyon. It's such a pretty city. If you like old school architecture, Lyon's great. I've been to a few places around France, and if you like camping adventure places, but not as much as I'd like to. When I do Mikey on tour, watch this space, eventually I'll be living my wildest fantasy where I'm just going around with a drawing tablet, uploading videos to YouTube whilst I tour Europe. Who knows, tour the world. But I'll do Mikey on tour. I'll revamp my personal YouTube channel, Mikey Whitehead. We'll call it Mikey on tour. I'll go around France, say hello to you guys, we'll all hang out, get some beers or ice creams in, and I will visit more places and learn more languages. So, je suis désolé pour mon très mal français, mais peut-être in the future, I don't know what that is, je voudrais aller avec l'art tablet wait, Spanish, et revenir dans tout le pays de France. Oh my god, stop doing that. Let's go back to the English comments where I'm not ruining somebody else's language. Isblab says, #Hardcore Thanks, Mikey, you the man. Isblab, thank you, dude. And Helmet to Helmet says, hey Mikey, a good tip if anybody dislikes the colouring or inking process like myself. Just put on some interesting stuff in the background, call a friend, and mindlessly do the thingy. Really nice strokes, good job. Thank you. #Crew, I want tea. Now, who doesn't want tea? If you're sitting there getting some artwork done and you're thinking, I'm kind of feeling this, I'm kind of not, make yourself a cup of tea. That's my advice on the spot right now. Sappy says, hey Mikey, will you be drawing MCU characters for the new Avengers movie? Oh god, I keep forgetting about being relevant. I mean, yes, I will and I should do, that is great. I'm just going to write it on my notepad. MCU characters. This came up in that YouTube meeting as well with my manager. I should have set myself a game plan after that, because you're re-saying stuff that she said. Yes, relevant. Relevant topical uploads. Will I ever manage to do such a thing? Yes, let's do MCU. Yes. Oh my god, I've got all sorts of ideas right now as well. And what are you doing looking at my username? Says, I'm pretty sure this is where I ask. But anyways, would you ever think about doing a line art tutorial for digital art, especially those who have pen tablets instead of screen tablets? Your line art's just so nice and really hard for me to try and get that really thin, smooth line art. Thank you in advance. If you answer. That is a great idea. Seeing as we've just been talking about this exact topic, and you guys be mentioning so kindly, by the way, that my drawing with a non-screen tablet is a little bit better than it used to be. Let's talk about how to smooth line art with non-display tablets. Great suggestion. Will I do it anytime soon? No idea. Great suggestion. Thank you. Sin Kuragami says, hi Mikey. Hello Sin. Have you seen Sakimi-chan's art? It's very delicious. Who doesn't know about Sakimi-chan? Sin, Sakimi-chan, before I was even doing YouTube, was one of those artists. I was just like, wow, I'll never be that good. I will never be as good as Sakimi-chan. And then eventually, I'm just like, wow, I don't want to be like Sakimi-chan. I mean, I do. Who doesn't? But I want to be the best of my art style instead. But yeah, Sakimi-chan is mental. And God, that's the dream thing, because I'm pretty sure she works solely by the money she makes off Patreon. So as long as she's got her computer with her, she's probably traveling the world just doing art and supporting herself, which is kind of something I'm really curious about trying. But again, we'll talk about things and game plans further down the line. Yes, all for Sakimi-chan. John Ortega says, can draw dark elf or fairy or own character, house spell name? John Ortega. You haven't timestamped your question, so I'm not quite sure what you're asking about house spell name, unless it was about that pen from earlier, which I have spelt out. Dark elves and fairies, yes. How to draw elves and fairies tutorials. That is also a very good idea. I like it and have stolen it accordingly. Thank you. And Antoine2377 says, Rake is amazing. He is. Back almost a decade ago when I had a DeviantArt account, Rake had taken one of my line arts and coloured it. Awesome! He expressed he seldomly colours other artists' work, but for some reason he chose mine. Talk about an extraordinary surprise and honour for me. Dude, absolutely. Rake is... If Tsukimi-chan's the lady of, like, taking characters and making them more, air quotes, painty, I hope that makes sense, Rake is the dude where it comes to, like, ever so slightly westernized anime characters and stuff like that. He is the man of that particular niche. Ishan Verma says, Hi Mikey, good DWM as ever. Thank you very much, Ishan. They're always a mess, the DWMs. I make no bones about it. It is the unprofessional part of my channel. I try to keep the tutorials friendly without swear words. I can never promise it, but informative. I try to keep the product reviews as professional as possible, kind of. And a DWM, no worries. I just sit down, I just start flapping my mouth at the microphone and reading your comments. And, you know, there's no self-editing. There's no censorship, which is lovely. So thank you very much. But I do appreciate they're rambly. Some are better than others. Sometimes I'm drawing really useful stuff. Sometimes I'm making a mess in a sketchbook, which is fine because that's what sketchbook's for, right? You're not going to make a perfect piece every time. But I'm really glad that you've enjoyed them. Anyway, basically, I've just lent on that minor positive and just really rolled a bit. Thank you, is what I should have just said. Anyway, you continue on, read more to say. I want to share another thing with you out of happiness. Day before yesterday, the girl I have a crush on got her bicycle tyre popped, and I found her on my way home from school, so I picked a bicycle on the shoulder and carried it back home. When she smiled, she was damn beautiful. Thanks for reading the comment. Isham Verma, I think you've told me about this. I think you've reposted this comment because maybe I didn't read it last time around. But yeah, I do remember you saying that. Congratulations. More time with people you fancy is always nice. And would you like to read my manga? The main cast is Turkish for locations in Naples, Spain. And it's a seinen action adventure drama. The first volume's now released. And if yes, I'll send it to you because it's not online. If you also want to know more, check out my Instagram at vermwolf. Ooh. Let's copy your username. You made a manga, Vermwolf? You made a story? I'm very curious. I'll come back to that. I'll see if I can check out your Instagram. And Trickster Sketch says, Hey Mikey, love your stuff. Watching your speed art pumps me up. I want to draw more really, and I love how you can easily change your style in some of your sketching and inking. Trickster Sketch, thank you so much. That is very kind. That is also a nightmare from an artist's perspective, because basically it's the surest way to like lose confidence that you have a style and that all you're really doing is just stealing from other people's styles and techniques. And that you're just a big art fraud who happens to be good at copying stuff. That's like a panic thing that happens in every artist's mind at some point as well. So I'm really glad you like that I can kind of mix up the styles and do things, especially whilst I'm not worried about that right now because I am experimenting, so I'm diving into loads of other people's art styles. Back to basics and all that sort of stuff for 2018. I'm really glad you like it, but equally, that's like a fundamental issue for people who are artists, like panicking about having their own style and not wanting to go all over the place and remain consistent. So you've really hit like an important topic. Trisha W says, you drew Moon Girl. Did I, Trisha W? Who's Moon Girl? Is that a request for me to draw Moon Girl? Some really bad English. What did I draw? Oh, shit. Is Moon Girl the name of one of Sweeney Boo's characters? Moon Girl. Moon Girl Sweeney Boo. Oh, let's try that. Better. Ah, yes. Okay, great. That is literally the name of one of her characters on there. Oh, the character with the glasses and a roller skate and a backpack even. Yeah. Oh, come on. Look, I've now got a page full of Sweeney Boo's characters again. And I've already been looking at all of that like a couple weeks ago for the last DWMs. Yeah, she's so good. Oh, I love how much just character there is in her illustration style. Oh, she's done something new. I'm just looking at a new sketch. Oh, man. I need to get myself some blue pencils. And I need to grab the watercolour set back out and just start painting up some illustrations the way she does. I'm not done, basically, with Sweeney Boo. It's more that I want to play around with there. Anyway, back to your comments. Kind of gone on for a little bit of a tangent there. And let's just make sure that... Yeah, we've got a good time. Excellent. Gus Shonemaker says, could you please do a fan art from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid? Ooh, also great job. Sip of tea. Thank you very much. Gus Shonemaker. I'll also add this to the suggestions as we go on. Desert Avenger says, great videos always. You guys are really kind. Thank you so much for all the really, really kind stuff, guys. You always prefacing all of your questions and comments with something really nice. I really do appreciate that. It always perks me up. Wait, who was saying earlier that I'm really sad at the beginning of some of my videos? It might be because, like, sorry, not actual sadness. I mean, you never know. It might be sad. I'm just going to blow my nose really quickly. Not because I'm crying. Excuse me. This is what I talk about non-professional. I'm not going to edit that out. Yeah, it's like an energy thing, though. So, like, if I've just been talking to a load of people in real life, or like I've been laughing my ass off at a video or something, and then like I'm like, right, I better do a DWM, and I sit down here, I'll come straight into it and be like, blah blah blah, hi. If I just wake up, or like I've just not been talking, so like this morning I've been answering emails and just sorting some stuff out about like just life stuff. Other than drinking some tea, I haven't really talked physically that much until I've started doing this DWM. So yeah, sometimes it can take a while to kind of build up and get into it, warm up those vocal cords, and instead of just kind of being like, hello, what's going on? Thanks for listening. Black Sheep says, draw Hitomi from Killing Bites. I have no idea who this is. Control C, open a new tab. Rainbow Six girls, all this Rainbow Six stuff going on in my internet history. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, we talked about this. Yes, this has been suggested before. Put that back there. I'm looking at this. Claim your Bishoujo Bishonen. Is this somebody's deviant art that I'm looking at for this character? Oh my goodness. Anyway. Yep, also a great suggestion. This is kind of why I'm playing around with shorter studies these days as well, so that I can actually engage with more characters instead of using up the weekend slot, which is at least once a month, like a proper sit-down fan art. But a lot of that tends to go the way of tutorials and stuff, which is kind of what it's for and what my channel is mostly about. But yeah, I might do some short studies of her. Back again to the... Oh, how are we doing for time? We are doing fine for time, but I'm going to just start to pace it up a little bit quickly. AJ's Creations Love says, hey Mikey, because of your channel I can draw full bodies. Thank you for that. We need more tutorials, by the way. AJ, you're welcome. And yes, exactly as I've just said, I need to be a bit more tutorials heavy on the channel, I suspect. Daniel Stockbridge says, hey Mikey, I can't believe we got 2 comments read in one video. Sorry about that. Yeah, Daniel, you owe me. Okay, you're in my pocket deficit. Love a video as usual. I've been doing some copying, can't think of anything to draw, and notice that I can't copy or draw images of real people, as well as manga and anime. Any tips, any themes, any questions in this video? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to ask a question. What was my question? We had it at the very beginning. How okay is it to draw on people who are asleep when they're drunk? Is it more okay to draw on somebody because they're drunk and fallen asleep at a party than draw on somebody who's just fallen asleep at home and you've broken in? That's probably not okay. That's the question. It's a really shit one, but why not? What are the rules? What are the social constraints? So yeah, not really an art related thing, but who cares? And with anime, basically, when you draw in a non-realistic style, so say anime or manga, or even just cartoons, illustration, anything that's like kind of comes away from visual reality, whatever that might be. It's the Matrix, wake up, blah, 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 sheeple. But basically, people will look at that and just be like, oh, that's fine. It's your particular style. When you try to draw realistically or copy things realistically, your other people, the viewer and yours, engages the fact that it understands what real is, or what real should kind of look like, and then becomes much more critical about little differences. Like, I can confidently draw a cartoon or anime piece, and when I sit down and try to draw something more realistic, that becomes much more difficult, because it then has to look quite realistic, and if it doesn't, or something's off, someone's always going to mention that. It's always going to catch their eye. I find personally at the moment is don't go in for hard lines. Build it up with really soft lines. If for you that just means using a very soft brush pen, you know when I talk about that whole building up the layers thing and using a soft build up at the moment, stick like that. Have a look at that, have a play around with that kind of thing. I do have like a time-lapse video of the last thing I just put up on Instagram. I'll tell you what, because I've been working like a really soft style just recently, I will make that the background video. So basically, I don't have like a set answer to your question right now, but what I'll make the background footage to next week's DWM will be me just working in a fairly soft style, and it won't be particularly time-lapsed either, because I think it only took me about an hour and a half to sit down and just do that. So I'll squeeze that down to an hour or whatever that video is. But have a look at the next DWM. Hopefully you'll find that footage to be useful There we go. How lucky you are. I got it tailor-made. And that's great, because that saves me doing something else I was going to do. But I do want to do it regardless. I got to put it back. Jesse Schnickler says, Mikey. Hello there, Jesse. Do you have any YouTube tutorials or art books you can go back to when you feel stuck on something or just have trouble getting something out of your mind? For me, it's a psycho tutorial of gesture sketching. Always reminds me to be loose and free when I begin a drawing. Love you, dude. Love you too. Can't wait for you to get back on Twitch. Oh, God, don't make me feel guilty. I need to relive playing Mr. McWitcher. Mr. McWitcher's such a good game. I need to come back to it. What pen do you use? Hashtag take a sip. Fuck you. Okay, let's take a sip. Oh, my God. I need to do a Witcher recap. Oh, God, here's a word of advice, everybody. Don't start on Twitch for a solid 2 months. Start 5 different video games, which were all really exciting, and then go on holiday and stop twitching for a month, because it will fuck you up. Don't do that. That's exactly what I've done. Oh, we need to go back, but I don't want to go back right now. Anyway, what were you saying? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, so, Jesse, great point. I go to Artgerm if I need to remember things about grayscale painting. I go to Rake if I just need to kind of have a look at like good curves and what's sexy in application and what's not. I go to trying to just, do I have like particular go-to names in my head? There's loads. Yeah, I was gonna try to be really clever and sit there and be like, well, if you want to learn this technique, go to this artist. If you want to learn this technique and blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't quite work like that. Jazza, he keeps things fresh. He's always mixing up the topics he's doing for videos as well. There's loads. There is loads. But yeah, I do go back to other tutorials and books and things if I'm a little bit stuck. Mention as I do as always, Michael Hampton's figure drawing design invention. I've mumbled that. Don't worry, I'll put it in the comments below. And I'm just looking at some books over here. Yeah, I've got like some actual anatomy books where it's like, I don't even know if it's for art or they're just books about anatomy. You know, really old Renaissance prints and stuff where they used to cut people open and draw the tendons and stuff like that. I have a few of those bad boys around. I'll tell you what I've never used again. Those bodycon figures that I did a review on. They're really cool, but I put them back in a box and I've never needed to get them out. Every time I want to reference something, I just kind of work a bit differently or use a bit of a different design. The idea of photographing those things and putting it back into the computer just doesn't quite work for me, as enjoyable as those figures were. So yeah, but I just can't quite answer that question off the top of my head, Jesse. I just, shall I just go down my art thing on the side? I'm going to go on my YouTube subscriptions thing. How are we doing for time? I'm going to have to wrap up really soon. And let's have a quick look at who I'm subscribed to and what I might want from them. So, Ahmed Eldori is just good for loads of info. Agnes Cecile, if you want to look at watercolour and hate yourself. There's I'm sub to so many people these days. Austin Eruption's good. Butch Hartman. Oh my god, if you want to see some amazing sketchbooks and working, Butch Hartman stuff is great. You know what, I'll probably make a video. Because I've done a video about non-artist YouTube channels that I quite like to have in the background when I'm doing art. I'll make a video about the artists I follow on YouTube or artists that like where I've gotten the most use out of them. Like I really like this artist for this, I really like this artist for that. As a general, who am I subscribed to on YouTube? So yeah, let's just turn that answer into a video instead. That way I don't have to waste any more time here. It's never a waste reading your comments, I do apologise. But you know, instead of giving you a bad answer now, I'm going to give you a better answer in a form of video in the future. I'm going to remind myself to make that a video idea. Video. Artists on YouTube and what I get out of them. Hashtag other than a good wank. So let's go back over there. Let's go back to your comments over here. Vic Villaneva says, hey Mikey, do you also do environmental drawings? If so, any tips or future tutorials? Vic, no I don't. And I need to, but long before I can get into the tutorial side of that, I need to get some experience on my wing, Vic. Very good point. Tim Nadam Business, Mikey, do you ever start a drawing and end up changing the ending result than what you plan? Yes. Sometimes a drawing will, often I know exactly what I want to see. Sometimes a drawing will become a bit of an organic thing. And it's usually when I'm just mulling about in a sketchbook more than trying to create a final piece. If I have a final piece in mind, I usually kind of know where stuff needs to be by that stage. But in terms of just sitting down drawing and just being like, I vaguely want this, and it changes halfway through because actually this element's quite good, or I've suddenly decided to take this line off in this direction and see what grows out of it. All the time exploring that like process where the actual process of doing the art affects itself. It's like a self-feeding loop of like taking it where it's going to go for you. Sure. Final pieces, I think you need to be a bit more rigid with, well, no, rigid's such a dangerous word to use in the art world. Like, I don't want to lock anybody into anything, but personally I find I need to be a bit more rigid with what I want, so that I can actually go and produce it instead of investigating. Leave that investigating for the sketchbook stage. Final art piece, know what you're after. Stephen Cabrera says, I don't know if it's ever been asked, how good of a cook are you, Mikey? We all know you're skilled with a pen and tablet, you charmer, but how do you fare in the kitchen? I'm trying to think outside the box of questions these days. Also, I don't know if she's already in your massive list of to-dos. Could you do Lady Urbosa from LOL's Breath of the Wild? Oh my god, I don't know who that is. Also in a new tab, I'm leaving that Sweeney Boo tab open because there's some watercolour in there I love the look of. Urbosa. Oh, here we go. Images. Much better. I'd gone onto like the Zelda Breath of the Wild wiki or something. Ooh. Yeah, let's stick her on a list. Absolutely up for that. What was the other part of your thing? Let's go back to your comments. Oh, God. So as I kind of mentioned a while ago, I'm in the blending fruit stage right now because I've got a really good fruit blender off for recommendation. So I like putting stuff in a blender. I'm really tempted to buy like a massive Domino's pizza and put that in a blender as well. And then on the other channel, I'll do like, we'll breathe life back into Will It Blend season 2, where I just get like a full-on meal, like a full Indian dinner, and then blend it and then pour it into a pint glass and drink it. That's the new channel. That's Mikey on tour. We've done it, everybody. 1 million subs, trending on YouTube. That's the kind of bullshit that will trend. I put a pizza in a blender. Things I put in blenders and then consume. Okay, it's my way of saying no, I'm not a particularly good cook. It's really dangerous saying that because I don't know if you have it where you are. In the UK, what's said quite a lot, in fact it's probably worldwide, is that people who are really adventurous in the kitchen are really adventurous in the bedroom. And the problem is like, in the kitchen, I'm just like, oh god, I'm so hungry. What can I eat right now? And then the next tier down is what's really easy to make. And then beyond that is like, okay, I think like I've got scurvy. I need to eat some fruit. I need to like eat some greens. So I tend to, like, I can follow instructions, but I don't like have cooking knowledge, sadly. Oh, you make me wish I did. I've got a friend who really got a passion for cooking, and Jesus, the stuff they make is great. It's really good to get drunk around their house because the next morning they actually cook like proper food when you're really hungover. Fucking amazing. What about you guys? Who's a good cook? Right here, right now, whatever you're doing, stop and tell me if you can cook. Make yourself known for the next episode. Also, if you can cook, let me know what's okay when it comes to drawing on your friends when they're asleep. And I think we have to wrap up this episode because I'm pushing it a little bit close to the self-imposed 1 hour limit. Let me say, as ever, you hashtag hardcore crewers, you lovely people. Oh fuck, I feel really guilty. There's so many comments. What am I going to do about this? Are you guys okay with, because I'm still okay with it, are you okay with this DWM format? Because I'm just not reading everybody's comments now. That is the nature of the beast. The channel's become more popular, which is fucking great. But it means in a DWM, I'm guaranteed not to read everybody's comments these days. I try to do as many as possible. I have gone on a few tangents again today. I'm really, really sorry. We can't do like 2 DWMs a week. That'd be crazy. I'm just trying to think it out. I need to do more live streams, basically. Live stream some more stuff. If I do some live streams on Twitch and I get back into it, I could like maybe keep the DWM tab open one day and do like a live result so that I've always got a conversation topic, i.e. answering your questions as we go through. Although I'm kept pretty busy when we're live as well. Anyway, that's something for me to mull over. Thank you very much for hanging out whilst you've been doing that. And as ever, let's do some shout outs to those patrons on Patreons. You lovely people who make all of this possible. I love you if your name is Turin, Jigsaw Studios or Gazelle Studios, Ryder2KX for Clamps, Joe R, Kyrie Art, Retriate, Garrett C, Michael S, Trent H, Adam D, Jorgen A, Wes B, Carlos R, Connor M, Raymond B, I'm trying to do it really quickly, really tight on time, Julio Felix O, John Hall V, Azek, Simon B, Taylor S, Artorius 777, Live on Kill, IC Dotorial, Yendrick H, Rory A, Hamongchi L, Thomas C, Angry H, Johnny Y, Ollie, Brownie Wars, Garrett Cogleaf, Christian L, Minion 715, ICZ, N-Bag, wow, Adam T, Zahaki, Rombly, and Kurt D. You delicious, fantastic people on Patreon. Thank you for all of the support as ever. We've got some rewards and uploads as usual coming up throughout this month. Anyone who's curious, take a look. It's what makes all of this possible. I bloody love you regardless. Have yourselves a lovely week and take care.